We'll call this meeting of the Craven County Board of Commissioners regular session for Monday, December the 5th, 2022 to order. Madam Clerk, if you will, please call the roll.
Commissioner Liner.
Here.
Commissioner Mark.
Here.
Commissioner McCabe.
Here.
Commissioner Mitchell.
Here.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Vice Chairman Booker.
Here.
Chairman Jones.
Here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, please let's stand together as our county attorney will lead us in prayer. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance after that.
God of mercies, whose unfailing love and faithfulness cover our sins, make us today instruments of your grace. Give us the wisdom to think before speaking and to say the right thing at the right time. May our actions so please you that even our enemies will live at peace with us. Guide our commissioners and county employees in their challenging work. Remind them that many counselors bring success. Help them also to remember that they can make plans, but you determine their steps. Teach us all that it is better to be patient and powerful, and it is better to have self-control than to conquer a city. Guide us by your light that we may reach the light that never fades. We pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to welcome each and every one of you here this evening. This is a great evening for Craven County. We have a lot of visitors. Sorry for everyone that is not able to get in the room, but we hope that you will be able to hear and participate by video or however means. I would ask that everyone make sure our phones are on silence, please, so they wouldn't disrupt this meeting. We would appreciate it. Commissioners, you have there before you the agenda. Are there any items you desire to pull or add?
I make a motion to accept the agenda as is.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any discussion on the motion? Hear none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. You have there item 1, old business. The first is the approval of the November 21st, 2022 regular session minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Any concerns?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any discussion on the motion? Hear none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Next item under old business is item B, is the approval of the Sudan Temple purchase agreement and associated budget amendment. I want to ask if the county manager and the county attorney will come forward to lead us in this.
Chairman, still trying to figure out this iPad thing. This is the first night we've used them. We'll see how this works. Over the last month, Craven County has participated in negotiations to purchase property referenced as the Sudan Shriners Complex in downtown New Bern, immediately adjacent to this building and our court complex across the street from the edge of our building, where the parking lot begins, all the way to the river would be the property in question. As discussed during negotiations, the Shriner property would ensure adequate parking for the Craven County judicial system and Craven County government activities, but most importantly, provide a footprint for future growth for Craven County in downtown New Bern. Attached to your narrative is a purchase agreement outlining the terms and conditions of the sale, which has already been executed by the leadership of the Shriner organization. If it's approved tonight by the Board of Commissioners, the Shriner organization would still need to take it before its general membership in early January. Once the final approval is achieved there, it would go to closing January 31st, 2023. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Grady for any particulars, and it will be available for questions.
Commissioners, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The contract is prepared on a very standard template that's used quite frequently by most real estate agents and real estate lawyers for deals of this nature. I would point your attention to the exhibit, and it's Exhibit B. These are what I would call conditions that are particular to this transaction. The one that I would, or actually two that I would point your attention to, number 4, it's a deal that the Shriners will be allowed to use the convention center for 2 days annually for 10 years, rent-free. We want them to continue having their annual event here in New Bern, and that'll ensure that they do so for at least 10 years. And the other item is number 1. The board of the Shriners has approved the transaction, but their bylaws require that the membership approve the transaction. They have noticed their meeting for that approval. It's going to happen early in the new year. We have been assured that that should not be a problem, but it is a condition, and I wanted to point it out to the board. I'll be glad to answer any questions that the board may have.
All right, questions from the board?
I make a motion that we accept it and pay the $6 million to authorize us
Second.
and the county manager.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the purchase agreement and budget amendment in the amount of $6 million. Authorize the chairperson, county manager, county attorney to take any action necessary to complete the transaction and execute and deliver the documents necessary to complete the transaction. Discussion on the motion. I would just like to state for our public that are present, so you can understand a little bit about the thought process of this Board of Commissioners. The adjacent parking lot that we have here, without it, we cannot exist downtown. Our court system cannot exist downtown. We have an obligation as a county, as a Board of Commissioners, to provide parking, to provide space for our courts. We were faced with the reality that this piece of property was going to be sold. We have been in conversation with the Shriners for many years over this piece of property, and it was our understanding for many years that, they were going to try to work with us so we could retain this parking lot. It came to a point they decided they could not do that and they had to sell all the property together, and we respect that. This Board of Commissioners also, in making this decision, number one, I want you to understand it's a lot of money. We're not going to have to borrow this money, though. It's money that is going to come from fund balance. We will not go below the state average and what the state requires of us to have on hand if we take this money from fund balance. Secondly, I want you to understand tonight, too, that this makes a commitment from this Board of Commissioners. We have included the commissioners-elect in some of these discussions, and they are aware, and they both, I hope you don't mind me saying, but they have agreed that they agree with this also. That it makes a commitment on the behalf of this Board of Commissioners for what we're going to do for the future, that we are going to remain here downtown. We had talked about for some years about having to move to another location because of growing pains that we had, but this will allow us for the future. It's nothing that's going to be done in the immediate, but it will allow us for the future to remain here and to have adequate space. It is a big amount of money, but again, we're not going to have to borrow the money. We will not have to increase taxes as a result of it. It will not put us in a financial bind, and we will be able to maintain county functions as a result of this action. Vice Chair Booker.
One other thing I'd like to add is that the area where we're located and where this facility next door is located is within District 7. And I've had a lot of people over the last 4 years say to me, I've heard it again and again and again, when is that horrible building going to be torn down? It's been 4 years. In fact, it's over 4 years since the hurricane came through and made that building unusable. And it's not it's not restorable. It would cost way more to restore it than would to replace it. So a byproduct of this purchase will be that we will be able to take that building down. And again, we have made no decisions on where we go from there, but at least we can get that building taken down and the eyesore removed. And that will make a lot of citizens, that particularly those who live around downtown, who are going to be very pleased at that. I just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any additional comments from the board? All right, you've heard the motion. We have a second. There's been adequate discussion. Hear no further more discussion on the motion. Madam Clerk, I'm going to ask if you will please call the roll.
Commissioner Liner,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris,
Yes.
Commissioner McCabe,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Booker,
Yes.
Chairman Jones.
Yes, motion passed.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Commissioners, we come now to item 2 under one of our old business from the remaining board here, the old board, and it's the recognition of outgoing commissioners. I want to ask at this time if the county manager will come forward to assist me. Commissioner Liner, will you come forward, sir?
Commissioner Morris. I gotta turn my computer back on.
Commissioner Liner, on behalf of your colleagues, this Board of Commissioners, and the 100,000 plus citizens of Craven County, we want to present you this plaque tonight, which says, presented with sincere appreciation to George Liner for his dedicated service as Commissioner of District 6. Craven County Board of Commissioners, District December 1, 2014 to December the 5th, 2022. He served as our chairman from December the 7th, 2015 to December the 5th, 2016, and then again from December the 3rd, 2018 to December the 2nd, 2019. Commissioner, thank you for your service, to your wife, Carla, for everything that you've done for our citizens of this county.
Thanks, sir.
And I would ask Commissioner McCabe if he also would come forward. Commissioner McCabe, again, on behalf of your colleagues and the 100,000 plus citizens of this county, I want to present you this plaque this evening, which reads, presented with sincere appreciation to Thayer McCabe for his dedicated service as Commissioner of District 5. Craven County Board of Commissioners from December the 4th, 2006 to December the 5th, 2022. Thank you for all that you've done for the citizens of this county. At this time, Commissioners, I'd like to ask that under Commissioner's comments, that we would defer to Commissioner Liner.
Thank you, Commissioner. First of all, I made my statement Tuesday at the gathering, and I appreciate that. But let the public know it has been my honor and my pleasure to serve this county and my district for the past 8 years. It's been enjoyable. Can I say I liked it a lot? There was some rough times. But public service is never easy. Anybody that gets up here and sits in this seat better be prepared to take anything that's thrown at them, because it's been that way. I want to thank my God for allowing me to do it. I want to thank my wife of 46 years, 15 years serving as the city of Havelock and the county. She's been my rock. She's kept me down to earth. Honey, I thank you, and I'm coming home. Jack, Gene, I can't thank you all enough for the team you've put together. Like I told you Tuesday night, you've got the finest group of people working. The leadership team, I'll match with anybody in this state. My Board of Commissioners up here, fine group of people. We're all 7 individuals, think differently, but we come together for the good of this county. What I am going to miss is the relationship I have with them and seeing them. And I'm E.T., I'm sorry Champ is not here. I hope he's out there, because E.T. has been my older sister for the last 4 years that I get to pick on, and we bruise each other drastically on our going back and forth. It got so bad, some of them on this board thought I was crazy for even talking to her that way, but we understand each other, and we've had a good relationship. Theron, you've been a friend for a long time, and I appreciate everything that you've done. Tom, you've been in here with me since I started. We didn't hit it off so well the first year, but we grew into a friendship and a respect of one another, and I appreciate the friendship and advice you've given me over the years.
I
Miss
can now
B?
call him my grandfather.
Right. As long as you're still. Ms. B, we've known ever since you've been on the board over there. I've worked with you when you was over there on the board and everything else. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your honesty and your hard work of what you've done.
Same here.
Denny, 4 years, came on here from the city. You've been a team player on here. You give me wisdom. You give me guidance when I needed it. You speak your mind, and I appreciate that honesty with me. Jason, I can't tell you how long we've known each other, and we've gone together and everything else. You said it the other night. We're a family. And I hope, Jennifer, Emily, that we stay a family and we see each other and together. This young man here is more county than anybody in this room. His blood runs for the people of this county. And for a young man, that's a good thing and it's a hard thing. And for an old man to be able to learn from him is remarkable. And he has taught me a lot over the years, the wisdom. When we have fallen outs or we have disagreements, we are able to sit down and talk about it. But at the end of the day, I think we respect each other and definitely love each other for you. Jason, I can't say enough about you and your family. Am I going to miss it? Yes. Am I glad I'm gone? Most definitely. So again, thank you all.
Commissioner
Now
McCann.
it's my time. I'm gonna stand up.
All right.
This is my last seat here, okay? I will give honor to God and my Lord, Jesus Christ, and it has been a pleasure and an honor to work before county manager, Gina Hodges, and his staff. And it has been a pleasure working with all my county employees. Chip Hughes, one of the best sheriff head in Craven County, and also all his deputies. And I want to thank, I'm gonna miss being a county commissioner. But if you be a commissioner for 16 years, I took a lot of headaches for my district. But to the grace of God, I made everything. And I want to say thanks to my colleagues, George Lerner, who's living with me. God bless you. May God continue to be with you. Have a blessed Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Miss B, you the same.
Thank you.
Tom Mark, I don't open your bonds no more. Okay? God to you. Mr. Jones, you've been a good man, a good chairman. Vice Chair, you've been good. Mr. Mitchell, you've been good.
Thank you for your service.
And can I say, Joey and George, the rest of the staff, which the other two coming up, and I'm stepping down, which some people happy and some people are not happy. But I can't do anything about that. It's life. We all have good days and bad days, no matter who you are. And but I can't say one thing about it. That the work that you have done speaks for me. And I did all I could in my community and my district. Did my best. But at 60 years is a long time. So God has something for me to do in life. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the best I can. As long as you keep God in your heart, be happy, don't worry. Show love to everybody. Forget about hate. Everybody understand that for everybody is important. So be good, and I'll probably see you again. I don't know. I don't know yet. It's 4 more years. But no, I'll be up there then in age, so I might run for president. The only one for the rich, give to the poor. But I won't do that. I see some of y'all laughing, some not laughing in here, but I can see everybody who's laughing. I see everybody, believe me. But anyway, God bless each and every one of you. And these two people come up here, You gotta do your best. God will be looking. Make sure you do everything. Anybody just come on this board here and say yay and nay. You have to get on your boots and your feet, help in the community. Pick up trash, drainage, build people's houses, run the air for people. There's a lot of work being a commissioner, a lot of work. Don't stand on your butt. Work for the people. Sometimes you get over, sometimes you don't. Depends who you are. God has been good to me 16 years as your county commissioner of District 5. May God bless each and every one of you, and have a blessed Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
All right, any other commissioners have any comments? The only thing I will say as we depart, I've told our incoming commissioners this. This is a family. Commissioner AC, he knows that too. We are a family. Different opinions, but at the end of the day, that's what we're so thankful for about this Board of Commissioners, of the team efforts, and that we're here to serve the people of this county, and I appreciate all of you for your willingness to do so. Thank you, Commissioner Liner and Commissioner McKay. Thank you for your service. Okay, Commissioners, at this time we go to item 3, and this is the reconstitution of the board. I'm going to turn it over to the county attorney, and Mr. Attorney, I would ask that you would handle A and definitely B.
Mr. County Attorney?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. A would be the oath of office administered to the new board. Dan, do you want to do them in any particular order?
Yes, we have one, yeah.
Okay. We'll start with Mr. Howard.
Is Senator Sanderson here to administer oath of Commissioner Howard? Okay, thank you.
And yeah, if your family would like to come up, and y'all get right front and center, I'll get out of the way.
If you'll raise your right hand. Do you state your name?
Seth Howard.
Solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God.
I do, so help me God.
And do you, Chadwick Howard, swear that you will well and truly exercise the duties of the office of Craven County Commissioner according to the best of your skill and ability, according to law, so help you God?
I will, so help me God.
Congratulations. Do you share, I'm sorry, I
I know about it.
Do you, Shabelle Hunt, solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support and maintain and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God?
I do.
And do you, Shabelle Hunt, swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Craven County Commissioner according to the best of your skill and ability, according to law, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations.
Up a little bit. In the Marine Corps, both Sherry and I, normally when we stand up here and take the oath, we're either getting pinned or getting promoted and reaffirming our oath. So I'm going to pin her with the seal of the commissioner for her first one, and I'll try not to bloody you. Normally, you pin them on there hard to where they're going to bleed, but
Do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that you will faithfully and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional power and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of the said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your ability. So help me God.
I do.
I, Denny Booker, do swear that I will and truly execute the duties of the office of Craven County Commissioner according to the best of my skills and ability, according to the law. So help me God.
I do.
Do you state your name?
Jason Jones.
Solemnly swear and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina, and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, and to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God.
I do.
Do you, Jason Jones, swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Craven County Commissioner according to the best of your skill and ability, according to the law, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. Congratulations.
Mr. Bort,
Mark.
Do solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina, and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God. Do you, Thomas Martin, swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Craven County Commissioner according to the best of your skill and ability, according to law, so help you God? Congratulations.
Commissioner Mitchell, thank you for the opportunity to swear you in this evening. If you will, please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible as I administer your oath. If you will, please state your name. I
Etienne Mitchell.
do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina, and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
I will.
I
Etienne Mitchell.
do swear that I will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Craven County Commissioner according to the best of my skill and ability, according to law, so help me God.
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beatrice Smith.
I would like to say that I have my oldest niece and my youngest niece.
I, Beatrice Smith, do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof, and that I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God. I, Beatrice Smith, do swear that I will well and truly execute the duties of the office of Craven County Commissioner according to the best of my skill and ability, according to law, so help me God.
Commissioners, good evening and congratulations. As your bylaws provide, as your county attorney, I preside over the election of your chairperson for the coming year. The procedure is accurately outlined in your agenda. I will open the floor for nominations. You can place a name in nomination just by saying, Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Mitchell, etc. I will ask for a motion and a second and a vote to close the nominations. Then once we do that, I will ask the clerk to have a roll call vote. If there is only one nomination, you can simply vote yea or nay. If there are multiple nominations, you will vote by the name of the candidate that you support. So any questions about that procedure?
Mr. Attorney, I would like to make a nomination to have Jason Jones as chairman. We've had a tough year. He's shown leadership and gotten us through that year, and we have some business to take care of next year, and I think he's the individual to do it.
Thank you.
Second the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Mark and Commissioner Smith. So with that, the floor will be open for nominations. We have Commissioner Jones nominated. Are there further nominations?
Move the nomination be closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll ask the clerk for a roll call vote. Since there is one nomination, you can vote aye or yes to support Mr. Jones. If you do not vote, that's going to be a yes vote. If you do not want to support him, you need to vote no or nay. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Booker,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, congratulations.
My wife and little girl, did they leave? They did leave.
They gone.
George, come here.
About time you did something, George.
State your name.
I, Jason Jones,
Do solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of your office as chairman of the Craven County Board of Commissioners.
I will. I, Jason Jones,
Will faithfully and truly, to the best of my skill and ability, execute the duties of the office of chairman of the Craven County Board of Commissioners, so help me God.
I will. Mr. County Attorney, I would ask at this time, if there's no objection from the board, that you would also handle the election of vice chair.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Glad to do so. We'll follow the same procedure if it meets with the board's approval. And with that, I will open the floor for nominations for vice chair.
I nominate Dennis Booker.
Second the motion.
Are there any further nominations? And I will ask for a motion that the nominations be closed.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Ayes have it. The nominations are closed. I will ask the clerk to call the roll, and if you will vote aye for Commissioner Booker. If you do not vote, that is a yes vote. And if you do not wish to vote for him, please vote nay. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Booker,
Yes.
Commissioner Howard,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith.
Yes.
Congratulations, sir.
Danny Booker,
do solemnly and sincerely swear that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States, and that the Constitution and laws of North Carolina are consistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as Vice Chair of Craven County Board of Commissioners.
I will.
I
Danny Booker,
will faithfully and truly do the best of my skills and ability to execute the duties of the office of Vice Chairman of Craven County Board of Commissioners, so help me God.
I will.
Thank you, Mr. County Attorney. Does that conclude the reconstitution of the board?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we recess, we are very honored this evening to have with us Representative Keith Kidwell, also Senator Sanderson. I want to ask them both, if you will, to come to the podium. They may have some comments they might want to share with us. We thank you both for being here.
Just a couple of brief comments to you, the commissioners that have been duly elected, will now serve the Craven County constituency, some for 2 years, some for the next 4 years. I just congratulate you. You are government that is closest to the people, and I know we've all heard that many times, but you are. It is really, really a true statement that you are. You are the ones who see these folks every single day in all their walks of life, and then everywhere you go. They have more access to you than they do just about any other elected official that sits in the places that you sit in. So congratulations. I know you have always done a good job. To you new members tonight, congratulations. You have joined a wonderful group of men and women who have nothing but the best for Craven County and all of its constituents. And I know without a doubt that you're going to do a wonderful job. All of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate your time this evening in this meeting. Commissioners, thank you very much and for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Kidwell, currently serving as your state representative, well, most of Craven County, the best part, I'd say. Been serving you for 4 years. It has been my great honor and privilege to do so. Unfortunately, with the redraw of the maps, I will lose Craven County. I do regret that. I will be representing Pamlico, Beaufort, Hyde, and Dare counties until the maps are redrawn at whatever point that may be. I hope if they redraw them, I get Craven County back. So, to the commissioners, the outgoing commissioners, Commissioner McCabe and Liner, thank you both very much for your service, many years, many hours that you've put in, the dedication that you've shown to the people of Craven County. I know personally that it's a huge sacrifice to serve the people, and it is just that. You are serving the people. You are here not as their elected leaders, as their elected servants. Wear that banner proudly. The people have put a lot of trust and faith in you. To the incoming commissioners, it's going to be a lot of work to do. It's a lot of responsibility. Some people are going to like you, some people are going to hate you. But know that you're here because the people elected you to serve them and serve them to the best of your ability. Before you serve them, serve God. Because God comes first in everything that we do. He appointed you. He knew you would be sitting in these chairs today when He formed you in your mother's womb. Please don't forget that as you move forward in your service. I also like to charge you that, again, you are not leaders. You are servants of the people, each and every one of you. When the people call, answer that call. When the people are unhappy, listen to them. Do the best that you can to make sure that they're served to the best of your knowledge and ability. Although I will not represent Craven County is near and dear to me. It's near to me physically. I don't live that far outside of Craven. I love the people of Craven. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, I believe you both still have my phone number. If there's anything I can do to help you, you know you can call me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. I want to thank you all very much. Again, it's been my honor and privilege to serve this county. Look forward to the opportunity to do it again as a House member or whatever other position God puts me in. Thank you again for your service. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, Senator Sanderson, Representative Kidwell, we do thank you both for your leadership here in Craven County and all you've done for the citizens of this county, and we wish you and your families well as you continue on. At this time, Commissioners, if you will, let's take a 15-minute recess to allow us to mingle a little bit and thank each and every person for coming. Commissioners, we'll come back to order. First, I want to welcome our two new commissioners, Commissioner Howard, Commissioner Hunt. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Glad to have y'all as a part of our family here. And at the end of the meeting, we will have commissioners' comments and to allow further, but welcome. Item 6 on the agenda this evening is petition of citizens for agenda topics. Mr. Vice Chair, do we have anyone signed up for agenda topics?
We do not.
Okay. Just to make sure, do we have anyone in the audience that failed to sign up for agenda topics that desires to? All right. Seeing none, we will move to item 7, which is the establishment of the 2023 meeting dates, times, and location. Mr. County Manager?
Yes, sir. Commissioners, you'll find in front of you attachment. Doesn't give me an attachment number anymore, but I think it's attachment 8. And it'll begin with January 3rd, 2023 as your first meeting date for the new year. And it goes all the way to the end of December 18th, 2023, which will be your last meeting next year. Same schedule, first and third Mondays, first one at 6 p.m., second one at 8:30 a.m.
All right, Commissioners, you have any questions for the County Manager concerning the meeting dates, times, locations? I do have one question, Jack. We had talked about sometime last year about beginning to hold some district meetings, to go out into Craven County and to hold these commissioner meetings. If we so desire to do that, per our bylaws, we will have no trouble in doing that, will we?
No, sir. We've done that in the past, Mr. Chairman. I would suggest springtime through fall, usually the best time, but it's usually the first meeting,
Okay.
the night meeting, to allow more people to attend.
All right. Any additional questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion that we accept the meeting date?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed. Next item, under 8, is the consider of appointments for commissioners to the various boards and committees. I would ask commissioners if you would allow, let's defer that to the end of the meeting under commissioner comments. We will go to item 9, which is the approval of the consent agenda. Commissioners, please take note that earlier today we had a special called meeting to consider B, the sheriff's bond. We had to do that before he was sworn in. So that does need to be removed from the consent agenda, but you would have A, C, and D. Are there any other items that you desire to pull?
I make a motion that we take the consent agenda as is.
All right, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda with leaving B out as accomplished. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion on the motion? And just to go over there real quickly, they are the tax releases, refunds, the military service personnel of the quarter, and the bulletproof vest grant budget amendment. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunt?
Yes.
Commissioner Mark?
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell?
Yes.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bucher?
Yes.
Chairman Jones?
Yes. All right, departmental matters, number 10, Carks. We have with us this evening Ms. Kelly Walker-Cuthel. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. We're requesting to have a public hearing set to be held before the Board of Commissioners at the January 3rd, 2023 meeting. The purpose is to receive public comments and request authorization for carts to apply for to North Carolina Department of Transportation for fiscal year 2023-2024, 5311 Community Transportation Program Administrative and Operating Costs as well as a combined capital grant. We rely on these grants to assist with the cost of operating transit services. The 5311 CTP grant is a formula-based allocation grant for rural public transportation projects. We are seeking to apply for 5311 CTP administrative and operating assistance as well as capital assistance. The combined capital application does not specify into which grant capital projects will be placed. We will be seeking to include vehicles which have met useful life, radios which have met useful life and have not been replaced with other grants, computers which have met useful life, and up to 4 camera replacements on vehicles due to equipment failure. The deadline to submit a preliminary budget for the 5311 CTP grant was October 7th, 2022. The deadline to submit the preliminary combined capital budget is December 7th, 2022. This is not the normal process for applying to NCDOT for these grants. The fiscal year 2024 is the first year a major change was made to the application process, and they experienced unexpected problems during that process. So as a result, NCDOT is allowing transit systems to delay the public hearing so that one public hearing may include all of the grant applications. The budgets are eligible to be amended pending the public hearing and approval to apply.
All right, Commissioners, you have any questions for Ms. Kuzel?
I have a motion to make December 7th the date.
All right, January 3rd.
January 3rd, right.
Okay, we have a motion to set the public hearing and a second for January 3rd, 2023, 6 p.m. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passed. All right, B.
Okay, thank you. We are federally required to operate ADA complementary paratransit service because we operate a fixed route. We are also required to have and maintain a policy regarding that service. The initial CART's ADA complementary paratransit policy was approved May 1st, 2017 by the Board of Commissioners. An amendment was done October 2019 to add the CART's Title VI complaint form to the policy per FTA guidelines. November 17th of 2022, CARTS received documentation as part of the NCDOT compliance review requiring an update of our policy, ADA complementary paratransit policy, to include a written stop announcement policy for the fixed route. This has been accomplished by adding the first paragraph under other statement of policy, and the copy provided to you in your agenda package has that addition highlighted in yellow. So other than minor grammar changes, those are the only two ADA complementary paratransit policy changes that we are requesting, and we are requesting approval of the policy.
All right, Commissioners, you have any questions?
Make a motion to have the ADA complementary paratransit policy approved.
All right, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? That is the approval of the ADA complementary paratransit policy. Here, no further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, Ms. Kelly. We appreciate it. Have a good evening. Item 11 is Human Resources request to set the salary of Sheriff Chip Hughes, County Manager.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you for filling in for Amber Parker tonight. Item 11, North Carolina General Statute 153A-92 authorizes the Board of Commissioners to adjust salaries, allowances, and other compensation for the sheriff and registered deeds positions. The Board of Commissioners set the starting salary for the sheriff position at $82,895 on November 1st, 2021, prior to the beginning of the filing period for the 2022 sheriff's election. Following the election and after the successful candidate takes office, the Commissioners retain the right to adjust the minimum starting salary upward in accordance with the years of related experience held by the successful candidate. Based upon the years of related experience held by the successful candidate, Sheriff Chip Hughes, the sheriff's salary is recommended to be set at $133,588, effective today. This is the current salary of Sheriff Hughes as set with your last budget.
All right, any questions for the County Manager?
So moved.
All right, I have a motion to set the salary of the sheriff at $133,588. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, I want to ask you, if you will, please call the roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Aye. Yes.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes.
Commissioner Mark,
Yes.
Commissioner Mitchell,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Booker,
Yes.
Chairman Jones.
Yes. Thank you, sir. I failed to ask the sheriff if he was all right with that, if he wanted to keep it the other way.
Chairman, I'm a public servant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your service. We appreciate you. All right, Commissioners, you have item 12 as the appointments. You have there with the pending, current, and upcoming. Do we have any commissioners that have any applications for pending? Here none, we will move to current. The first one is the City of New Bern Board of Adjustment, the ETJ appointment. I think we have in our agenda packets, Ms. Nan, an application of Ms. Sandra Gray. She does meet all the requirements, correct? Okay. Do we have any nominations from the board?
I would approve.
Okay, we got a nomination of Ms. Sandra Gray. Are there additional nominations from the board? Here none, we will accept Ms. Gray by acclamation. Next, you have the New Bern Craven County Library Board. You see there, you have an individual who does not desire to seek reappointment. You do have an applicant in your agenda packet of James Duggan, who seeks appointment. Commissioner Mitchell, I know you serve on this board.
Yes, and I recommend Mr. Dugan.
Okay, we have a nomination of Mr. Dugan. Are there additional nominations from the board? Here none, we will accept him by acclamation. Thank you. Next, you have the Coastal Regional Solid Waste Management Authority. You have there Mr. Joe Fogelman, who he does seek reappointment, but he served 11 years per our bylaws. It does give a limit of 12 years. If it's all right with the board, Commissioner Mark, we
I would
defer consideration. All right. Commissioners, everyone okay with that? We defer consideration of that. Next, you have the Craven County Health Board. Nan, you had sent something out, I think, of a correction. I don't have that in front of me. I'm sorry.
Okay. There's an applicant, Dr. Donald Whitley, who's a dentist, and Kenneth Holton has served 3 terms, and Jennifer King from the Health Department requested that Dr. Donald Whitley be appointed to fill the dentist seat.
I nominate Dr. Whitley.
Okay, we have a nomination of Dr. Whitley. Are there additional nominations? And please keep in mind, this does have to be a dentist to fill this seat.
Yes.
All right. Here are no additional nominations. We accept Dr. Whitley by acclamation. Next is the citizen rep, Mr. Eddie Gaines. Ms. Nan, is he eligible for reappointment?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any nominations from the floor?
I would nominate.
Okay, we have nomination for Mr. Gaines. Are there additional nominations? Here none, we would set Mr. Gaines by acclamation. Next, you have the Fire Tax Commissioner for Township 7. You have an applicant of Mr. Ebby Howard. Vice Chair Booker, this is your district.
I nominate Mr. Howard.
Okay, we have the nomination of Mr. Howard. Are there additional nominations from the floor? Here none, we will accept him by acclamation also. That takes care of all the current appointments we have before us. You see there, Commissioners, the upcoming appointments. Please take note of them as we will be attending to them in the next few meetings. Any additional nominations to bring before the board this evening for consideration? All right, here none. We will next move to the County Attorney's Report. Mr. Grady.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next would be the petition of citizens for general topics. Mr. Vice Chair.
We have a couple. The first one would be Carol Creighton.
All right, Ms. Creighton. And as you come forward, if you will, please again state your name for the record, just so it's recorded, and your address. And we do have, I reckon our timekeeper has it. We do have 3 minutes. Welcome, Ms. Creighton.
Thank you. My name is Carol Creighton. I live at 905 Hampton Way in Trent Woods. So good evening and welcome to our new commissioners. I come to talk tonight about the Craven County Animal Shelter, and I'm speaking for Patty Mason, who could not be here this evening. In June, we met with the idea of forming a teaming relationship between the animal shelter and the Rescue Humane Societies. Craven County has an animal overpopulation problem of which you're all aware. One of the main issues was the number being reported to the county from the animal shelter through the health department did not add up. We did extensive displays in June on this, and the bottom line was that the county decided to nix all of the old reports and start fresh. All were in agreement that moving forward, all format changes would be highlighted and explained, and this has not happened. In fact, there have been several changes without notice, along with deletion of information completely. We have asked several questions, yet no answers to our questions have been provided. Standard operation we requested was developed and is a good start, but is not sufficient. For example, sick injured animals per the SOP page 4 are entered into the euthanasia file when accepted into the shelter. We suppose this explains why when a nonprofit is paid for vet services on an injured animal and that same animal is then euthanized by shelter staff, it's due to the automatic listing in the euthanasia file per the SOP. We finally filed 6 FOIAs to get information to questions repeatedly asked, one of which was the accounting that led to the year-end county reports filed with the state. The response we received from the county lawyers was essentially that no public information is associated with the animal shelter, nor does the county have to disclose how any of the numbers are individually tabulated. In essence, there is no way to validate any of the numbers given to this board or to the state. Therefore, at that time, we stopped receiving any reports until this past Friday, December 2nd, and yet again, the format changed without notification. We also glanced at the budget. In researching, feeding a small animal costs an average of $41 a month to feed. With a 200 animal shelter capacity, assuming only small animals are housed at the shelter, this is $98,000 in feedstuffs. Yet $10,000 is budgeted for this fiscal year. The previous budgets were as low as $2,000 a year. Has there been any type of accounting for this abundant influx of donations? Many have seen the pleas for food on social media, and this is worrisome. Our animal shelter is funded by public funding, our tax dollars, and the information we have requested is indeed public information. I'm here to ask the county to make a decision on the way forward for the animal shelter, as there are numerous inhumane examples and errors that continue to occur. While the animal control problem is not caused by the county is responsible for managing it in a humane manner with 100% accountability. I submit a hard copy of many of the correspondences and the responses as evidence of what I have said tonight. And Ms. Gonzalez will have that for you guys.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. Vice Chair.
Next one would be Ms. Tyker Gonzalez.
Good evening, Ms. Gonzalez. If you will, again, please state your name and address.
Tyker Gonzalez, Party Crasher, 125 Turkey Quarter Creek Road, Cove City, North Carolina. Good evening, Commissioners, and welcome to the new Commissioners. At your last meeting, there was a question in reference to the state no longer allowing pet owner-requested euthanasia, and therefore this board was informed that a $25 fee for that service would be discontinued. A county that assumes the role of veterinarian for the general public can cause many liability issues. Any animal that is relinquished to an animal shelter by its owner may be immediately euthanized if appropriate documentation is provided. Owner surrenders do not necessarily fall under the 72-hour hold, such as stray animals do, defined in North Carolina General Statutes 19A 32-1. Therefore, this changes nothing for the general public other than not having to pay the fee, period, as we do not charge to take in animals from their owner. The moment they surrender their animal, it becomes county property. The issue surfaced when our shelter created an owner-requested euthanized not reported to the state description of euthanized animals. In the questioning of past reports our county filed with the state, myself and some of my colleagues were told that this column of animals and the unweaned animals not reported to the state were what was causing the discrepancy in the total supplied to the state. Yet sadly, the unreported numbers did not rectify the state numbers. The other major concern is North Carolina State Law 19A65 states, every county or city animal shelter in receipt of state or local funding shall prepare an annual report in the form required by the Department of Agriculture, set forth numbers by species of animals received into the shelter, the number adopted out, the number returned to the owner, and the number destroyed. There is no allowance for unreported euthanasias to the state. Our county did an extensive study on the income of our shelter, which covered fiscal years 20 and 21, and I was provided a copy. There was no listing including income for owner-requested euthanized not reported to the state, so evidently at that time we were not providing that service at all. In looking at the current reports provided to this board and myself from July 21 to November 21, That is the timing when we began these subcategories of non-reported animals. 159 animals were listed under owner euthanized not reported to the state, which would have generated an income of $3,975 during that time. Also, an additional 135 unweaned kittens were not reported to the state, and for this year, another 43 can be added to that total. Sadly, it is my understanding that the North Carolina State Board of Agriculture does allow this unweaned animal count not being reported at a shelter director's discretion, although, again, that clearly doesn't coincide with what is stated in North Carolina law. My hope is that you will now understand that this is not a new state law exclusion. The law has not changed at all. It is only the counting of our animal categories that continues to change. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. Okay. That's all we have down. Anyone else failed to sign up? Okay. Thank you. All right. Next item we have on the agenda is the county manager report.
Mr. Chairman, you've heard a lot from me tonight. Welcome to the 2 new commissioners. Look forward to working with you over the next 4 years. And welcome back to the 5 returning commissioners. Look forward to working with you as well.
Thank you. Any commissioners have any questions for the county manager? All right. All right, we will go to commissioners' report. Commissioner Smith, you want to start us out this evening?
Yes, I will. I was very impressed with the number of people that was here tonight. I knew that I surprisingly had a large number of my family that came down, and I was very happy about that. I also would like to mention the fact that we in New Bern celebrated the 100-year fire, and it happened in 1922. It was a devastating fire for the black community. There was over 3,000 people that was left homeless due to that fire, homeless, jobless, and without help and hope. So we've overcome that, and we're moving forward. And I was happy about that. I went to the visual, and I also attended a service that spoke to that issue. Also, I was involved with the Christmas parade. We had the Christmas parade this year, and there was a little rain. However, it was one of the best parades that I've been to. A lot of people attended a Christmas parade, and that was exciting. I gave out a candy, of course, but it was very exciting. Again, I am delighted that the people in my district of Craven County thought it was not robbery to elect me to this board. I'm very proud and humbled to have this position, but I know that it's not about just being the first black female on the board. I owe a debt to you, not just my district, but to Craven County. Craven County is my home county. I love Craven County. I am here to do the best that I can do to enhance the lives of the people in Craven County, especially those people in my district. I look forward to working with the new commissioners, have worked with the ones that were here in the past, and they have been very helpful in guiding and protecting and doing all they can and could to see that I was off to a good start. I thank them for that, and I look forward to working with them on a continuous basis along with the new people.
Thank you, Commissioner Smith. Commissioner Hunt.
I want to say thank you and let you know that I am very excited to be working with Team Craven. Everyone that I've come across so far has been encouraging, and I'm just very excited to work with this new team. I also want to thank all of my friends and family and supporters for sticking behind me during this campaign. It means a lot to me. Most of all, I want to thank the citizens in District 5 for voting for me. I promise to give each and every item that comes before this board due diligence. I promise to work without compromise to do the best that I can do each and every time. And I just want to say thank you all again.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner Mark.
I would like to welcome the new commissioners and also the old commissioners that are here. And I would like to wish the constituents of Craven County a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mark. Commissioner Howard.
Thank you, Jason. I just wanted to commend Jack and his team on the property with the Shriners and just the orientation they've given us. It's been really detailed, and I can't imagine there's any other county in the state that does quite the job. It was really good. Very interested to hear about the CARTS program. Obviously, I want to thank my wife, Kathy Howard, for her support over this election process, and of course, everybody in Craven County. Thanks to Tyker and her folks for coming and speaking about the shelter issue. I look forward to reading that report. It was a lot of information very quickly, and I tried to write down things, but obviously I'll look that over. And I look forward to joining Sherry at the Havelock Parade Saturday. So come out and see us.
Thank you, Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It is an honor to continue to serve my community, my friends, and my neighbors for another 4 years, so I appreciate the support from our citizens, and I'm looking forward to hearing people's concerns, issues, that we can assist with it. Thank you for the comments on the animal shelter. We will certainly look into it. I'd like to say welcome to the 2 new commissioners, to Team Craven and Family Craven. It is a great bunch of people to work with, and I am honored to serve this community with them. And I hope everyone has a happy and safe and fulfilling holiday season.
Thank you, ma'am. Vice Chair Booker.
Yeah, I'll just echo what everybody else said. Thank you. I will say one thing, Commissioner Smith. Nobody that I know was around on 1922, so those folks are all gone. But I was told when I moved here 20 plus years ago, I asked why we have so many homes, particularly in the downtown area, with metal roofs. I was told that because the fire of 22 was on a windy day and the fire just kept jumping from house to house, they had shingled roofs and they just burned. So the city passed an ordinance that you have to put a metal roof on all new structures. So that's why what you didn't know tonight when you got here, you've learned something new. That we have metal roofs on our homes in New Bern, the older homes built in the early 1900s, so that they didn't catch on fire when the wind blew the sparks. So, have you heard that before?
I have.
Okay.
I would like to say that nobody's here that was here 100 years ago. However, I think that Miss Ryan, who just passed, was like a baby. She's 100 this year. In the room back there, I had.
Pull your mic over.
In the room in the back, I had the matriarch of the family on my side, who was like, I think, 97 years old, and the matriarch of the family of my husband's side, which was like 96 years old. They were not living, but their parents were living. Yeah. And so this information comes down through the family in vivid words and imaginations. So because nobody was currently living at that time, the tragedy still follows, and we remember the successes and the people who helped to get New Bern back to where it is to this point.
And I also heard that the fire department was in Raleigh for the most part at a football game. And yeah, that was true also, that the fire department, many of the members, if not, they were all volunteers at that point.
A lot of them were working at a meal or some sort of something that was burning.
They were all volunteers at that point.
That's right.
And the state high school team was playing in the state tournament in Raleigh.
Right.
And so a lot of the volunteers had gone to the football game, so there really weren't many people here to fight the fire. So another little bit of trivia for you tonight. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Well, first let me recognize our alderman in the back. We thank you, sir, for being here again. Appreciate your service to Craven County. Also want to say that congratulations to the New Bern Bears. I think we've got a lot to be proud of. Yeah, let's give them a hand. I know our superintendent sent every parent a notification today. I think they got a half a day out of school this coming Friday, I think it is. So it's made a lot of kids happy, I know that. And so hopefully they'll have great success. Commissioners, I would like to go back to item 8 that we skipped over, the consideration of appointments of commissioners to boards and committees. This is a very hard decision for the chair and also for the vice chair to discuss and to put the right people, not that any of you are the wrong folks, but to make sure that we've got adequate representation on these boards. I am not someone that believes in stirring up boards. Just like with this Board of Commissioners, it takes a little while for us to learn our roles. And what a lot of folks don't realize, the other day I came to town 3 times in one day. I had a little time in between each meeting. But these commissioners, all of us, not only do we have this responsibility and service, but of also all this other list of boards. Every last one of them are important. And with the subcommittees that you serve on for them. Tonight, I would like to just call out the ones that we are going to make changes on, and mainly the changes come about as a result of 2 new commissioners coming on, 2 old commissioners going off. If I don't call out these names, we'll leave them the same. I'm just going to call out the ones that we'd like to change. Vice Chair Booker and I did talk a little bit, and I think if he was in agreement with this also. The first one under required by statute, the first change would be the Military Civilian Community Council. I would ask Commissioner Hunt if she would to serve on that. Aging Planning Board, Commissioner Smith, we'd like for you to add that to your list of committees. The Down East RPO, Commissioner Howard, if you don't mind, we'd like for you to serve on that. The Dix Crisis Center, Commissioner Mark, we'd like, if you would, be willing to add that. Down under required bylaws, the Local Emergency Planning Committee, Commissioner Hunt, if you would please serve on that. Havelock City Library Board, Commissioner Howard, if you will please serve on that. Trillium Board, Commissioner Hunt, do you please. And U252, Commissioner Howard, if you would please serve on that one. Those are the changes. If, we didn't call out no names or boards, committees, we will leave all the rest of them the same. I think that, again, Vice Chair Booker will tell you, just like with the Health Board, it takes several years to learn all the acronyms and so forth to be effective on these boards. And I just, at this point, I just do not see, I'll let a future chairman make the changes. But if you're okay with it, I'd like for us to go with this. I thank you all for your willingness to serve. If you have any concerns, we definitely try to work them out, but thank you. All right, Commissioners, do you have any other items of business to bring before this Board of Commissioners this evening? If not, do I have a motion that we would adjourn?
So moved.
I have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Stay here.